any questions from previous classes related to load balancer? Okay. Okay. Now assume that I have a network. I have different subnets. Here I have a couple of machines. Okay. So I have a couple of users. So when I try to give the access to these particular machines to the couple of users based on the availability, just I would like to give access to them. So I would like to give access to one machine only. Why? Because as part of security, I would like to give access to the particular user. This user should go to give to access on a particular machine. Okay. Likewise, I need to give access to the proper users to give the access to the particular services. Let's assume that I have multiple departments. I have deployed the machines in a particular subnet. So now I would like to give access to the people who is eligible to the particular resources. Getting it or not? So we should not give. Let's assume that we have two departments: HR department and the sales department. We would like to give access to the HR people should only get access HR services. Sales people should only get access to the sales resources. I would like to restrict them to get the access to the particular services. So how to do this? So as part of security, it is a very mandatory. It's very important. So how can you achieve this? How do you restrict the particular users giving access to the particular resources? We have a concept called network security groups, NSG, network security groups. Earlier, we have called this an ARM, we do call it as a network security groups. So in ASM, we do call it as a ACL. ASM is classic portal. We do call it as a ACL, access control list. So this access control list converted as network security groups in a ARM portal. So what this network security groups does? This network security groups is nothing but to allow or deny the network traffic to the particular user to the particular service. To allow or deny the network traffic. If you would like to allow the particular user, you can allow them. If you would like to deny the access to the particular service to the particular user, you can deny them using the network security groups. These network security groups are applicable at multiple levels. Subnet, I can apply my network security group at subnet level. Next to NIC level. NIC is nothing but network interface card. What network interface card does? What is this? నిక్కర్ చూసారా ఎవరు? ఐడియా ఉంటుంది కదా, ఇది ఉందా? ప్రతి ఒక్క ల్యాప్టాప్ ఇది ఉంటుంది చూడు, ఇది నిక్కర్. What this nicker holds? I'll show you. This is the nicker. What this nicker does? Its interface. It's a network controller, very simple. It will take the network which holds the public IP, which holds the private IP address of your machine. ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఇంటర్నెట్ కావాలంటే ఉండాలి, you must have the public IP. Where it holds the public IP? This one, network interface card. This interface card holds the public IP. At the same time, private IP address of your machine also. From here, you can control your network. Okay, so you can apply your network security groups at NIC level. In the sense, which is coming from the traffic, which is coming the traffic from internet, you can control at NIC level only, which cannot allow inside of your machine. Okay, next, VM level. So again, you might get out what is a NIC and what is a VM. Any which NIC is associated to the VM only, right? So that is the AC. VM is nothing but ACL only. So in ARM we have two, subnet and NIC. In classic we do call as a VM. Only ACL can applicable at virtual machine level only. That's it. We cannot assign this ACL at subnet level. So totally three types. You can associate your network security group 3 levels, 3 types. One is subnet, NIC level and virtual machine level. So based on your requirement, you have to choose where you would like to allow or deny the network traffic by associating in a multiple levels. Clear? So this is the use of the network security groups. Network security groups are nothing but to allow or deny the traffic which is coming from the internet based on the user capabilities. Okay. Let's go to portal. ఇది కూడా mandatory, very important. Okay, let's go to virtual machines. Let me turn on this machine. Okay, where do you find your network security groups? Network security groups are defined into 2 types, inbound and outbound. What do you mean by inbound and what do you mean by outbound? Inbound and outbound. Okay. What do you mean by inbound? The traffic which is coming to your services, that is called a inbound traffic. The outbound traffic is nothing but which is going out from your services or machine. That's called a outbound traffic. So Azure by defaultly having the default rules for the inbound and outbound. Default traffic rules. So that default traffic rules are, first one, Allow all inbound. Where do you see? Just go to network. There you can see that. This is the three default rules. Emundi? First one, allow all inbound. Sorry, allow virtual network inbound. The network traffic which is coming from your VNet, allow it. All the traffic should be allowed. Allow Azure load balancer inbound. The which is coming from the traffic from your load balancer. Why? Because load balancer is in front of your network. The load which is coming from your load balancer to your all the services by default allow it without any restriction. Then deny all inbound. Deny all inbound is nothing but all incoming traffic deny. When you open it, default it will allow. You ask me 3 is very important. This is the 3 default rules. Three incoming default rules. I mean to say incoming is nothing but inbound default rules. Allow VNet inbound, allow Azure load balancer inbound, deny all inbound. This is the default inbound rules, right? Just like outbound rules also. Allow VNet outbound. It should allow outbound to all the VNet. Allow internet outbound. Deny all outbound. ఇవి గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. Sometimes they would ask in interviews, what are the default rules for the inbound and outbound? Okay, so this is the virtual machine. Now let me take this virtual machine as RDP. So why it is not allowing me? What could be the problem? See, it is not allowing me. I am using the public IP only to access this machine. Still I am getting the error. Okay. If you go and look at here in the inbound rules, there is no rule for the RDP. I mean to say we need to define that I would like to allow the traffic to take the remote desktop protocol to this machine particularly. Whether the same applies for SSH, 22 for the Linux machines, 3389 for RDP for the Windows machines. RDP for the Windows machines. Okay, likewise, let's take an example. I have now what can do? Very simple. Just go to rules, inbound rules. There you need to add your inbound rule. What is the inbound rule? RDP. What is the port number? 3389. So there is a universal port number for it. So what is the priority? Based on the priority, it will take the, what I can say, based on the priority rule, it will take the input and give it to the access to you. So maximum it is from 100 to 6096, 65,000. So this is the least priority. Highest number has the least priority. Highest number has least priority. Least number has the highest priority. If I say give 100, it is the highest, first priority to the RDP. Say port 8080, that is the name 3389. Now just give the access. So now what I can do? Why am I not getting this? There is a load balancer complicated. Now it is over. Okay. Now I logged into my machine. Okay. So here I have deployed my application. Okay. Now I would like to access my application. If you remember, I have already created one machine, so one application is as a local host. Just simply local host I have created. What is the default port for local host IIS? Hmm? Hmm? 80. It's a local host. Now I would like to access this machine. So now I would like to access this application. Now I would like to give access to this application to the end user outside of the world. I mean to say I would like to give access this application out of this machine. So what are the ports I should open? Until unless if I don't open this port 80 here. If you see port 80, I cannot able to access this application. When I give this port open for this application, the end user can able to access this machine, this application out of this machine. Okay. Now assume that my application is HTTPS, which is associated with the SSL certificate. Now I am able to access HTTPS. Okay. How do you give access to the application? Now you need to add the port here 443. So just go for HTTPS. So port number is 443. So you can add ports like this to give the access to the particular services. whether HTTP or HTTPS, SSH, 3389 for RDP. For a SQL, let's assume that I have SQL server running on this machine. I would like to give the database access to the end user. I would like to give access to the end user. How do you do that? You have to open the port 1433. So that is the public port for the, if it is a Oracle 8080. Okay, if it is a Jenkins, again 80 Jenkins 8080. If it is a SonarQube 9000. So these are all like open ports. You have to open the port to give the access to the end user. Okay. Now let me create one network security group. All services. Search for NSG. Network security groups. Okay. See, but this is the default network security group which is created. By default as created. Now I would like to create my own network security group to allow or deny the traffic. Just add. What is the name? LCP NSG. Just say create. So my network security group is created. So now what I have to do? On how many levels you can apply this security group? 3 levels, right? So now okay, this network security group created. So by default you could see the inbound rules. These are all the default inbound rules and outbound rules. Fine. Now I would like to apply this in a particular subnet. Okay. If you see the subnets here, else just go back to your virtual network. What is our VNet? This is the one. This is the one. Okay. This is my VNet. If you go to subnets, how many subnets I have? One subnet. Now I would like to add this subnet of my energy which is created. Where you can see what is this? Network security group. Now you can list it down here. What is that? This is a network security group. We'll talk about later what is the route table. Okay. Now just save. Okay. Now go back to the virtual machine and observe the changes. This is my machine, right? This is our VNet. So we have the both rules, default rule and which I have associated. Both rules is there. If you want to delete it, just you can delete this rule. Why? These network security group are already associated with the particular services. That could be the reason it doesn't allow you to delete it. Okay. Now, what are the services now would like to add to this, you can add. Whether you would like to allow 339, 22, whatever. So now in this case, one user should give the access to the particular switchable machine, right? So go back here. Now what I have done, I have added my network security group to the entire subnet. What will be happen? Hmm? Everyone connects. You mean to say how many machines are there under the particular subnet? Let's assume that you have 10 machines under the particular subnet. The rules which you have created for the allow or deny, that could be applicable for the all the 10 machines. Why you have associated your network security group at subnet level? So that could be the reason how many machines are there under the particular subnet. All that rules could be applied for the all the machines. When I say this is the NIC card, when I add ఇక్కడ చూడండి ఇక్కడ ఏముంది network security group. So else very simple. What is your network security group? This is the one. So else you could see the network interface. If you click that, it will add that. To associate which NIC card, add so particularly it is looking for the network security group which is created under the Canada. So now you can add your subnet network security group here with the NIC card. Now what will be happen? If you create the network security group and associate with your network interface, the rules which you are applied only for this machine. The rest of the 9 machines you act as individual. It doesn't affect with this network security group. Getting it or not? Okay, that is how based on your requirement you can associate your network security group through at multiple levels, subnet level and NIC level. Okay, now my question is, which is a very important. Okay, my customer asked me to give the RDP connection. What is the port for the RDP? 3389. That is the default port, right? Okay. So if మనకు తెలుసు హ్యాకర్ కూడా తెలుసు 3389 port, then how do you secure it? The default port is 3389 for the RDP. Everyone knows. Even a hacker also knows that. That's the port 3389. He can try with the 3389 to hit your services. Then how do you protect it? So 3389 is the default port number for the RDP. అది ప్రతి ఒక్కరికి తెలుసు. If customer know that IP address, if hacker knows that public IP address, then he can easily access your services, right, using the 3389 port. Then how do you protect it? That is the first question.
And in this case, we'll open client network port, right?
Client network?
To give access. Port. Whatever the network they are trying to reach, this RDP, you can enable that, right?
See, yeah, even though if the client network also, it's not a big deal to get the client network IP addresses. If the hacker knows that IP address and a default port,
okay,
he could easily crack it, right?
Yes.
This is my first question. Okay. Now, let's go back to the network security groups. Now, let's assume that I have my on-premises IP address is I am accessing from 192.168.10.20. That is my on-premises IP address. Now, I would like to give this IP address only to the particular service. It doesn't allow to access any other virtual machine. I would like to access this 192.168.10.20 to this Windows VM. Windows VM only. I would like to give access to this VM only. The particular IP address should give access to this Windows machine. It's possible or not? Okay. VM level lo istavu. The network security group can be associated with that virtual machine, but everyone can able to access it, right? That virtual machine. My question is, it should get access using this IP address only. The other IP addresses should not get access to that VM. What you were saying, you can create the network security group, apply at a NIC level. You can apply at the NIC level, but all the IP addresses can able to access that VM. But I would like to protect it from this IP. Only this IP should give access to that machine. Else, if you apply the network security group of the subnet, I can able to access from this IP to all the rest of the 10 VMs. Okay. For that, let's go to network, add inbound rules. So you have multiple sources here. The sources are IP address, service tag, and application security group. What is my source? My source enti select the IP address. What is your source? 192.168.10.20. Either if it is a group of machines, then you can give the CADR range. Even though not a problem, can be allowed single machine. What is the source port? Whether you should give only the 3389 or 80 or 443. If I give the star, what will be happen? All the port numbers. 1433. I would like to give access to the only to the SQL server. That's it. I would like to give access to the only SQL DB from that IP. What is the destination? Okay, VM, right? So how do you identify the VM again? If I see the network, what will be happen? All the subnets enter the particular VNet. It should allow them from this IP address to all the SQL services. If I say IP, what is the destination IP? What is the IP address of my VM? 10.10.0.4. What is the destination port again? 1433. Okay. ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ ఐపీ, okay, for this port I will have to hit this VM for this port. That is the source and destination. Okay. So what is the protocol? Any type, whether it's ICMP, TCP or UDP, action, allow or deny. Now here look at the beauty of this network security group. If I say deny, what will be happen? Hmm? The access will be denied for whom? ఈ particular IP address మాత్రమే delay అవుతుంది. Rest of all the IP address should be allowed. Very simple. The rest of all the IP address should be allowed except this 192.168.10.20. If I say allow, this only should be allowed. Rest of all the IP address should be blocked. So again, what is the priority for this? 100. The port is 1433. Just add. Okay. Now the particular IP address, see, that is the source IP address. This is the destination IP for 1433. Now where should I apply this network security group, at which level I should apply? Whether it is a subnet level, whether or a NIC level. Okay. If I apply this NIC level, what is again, why should I give the destination? అర్థమవుతుందా నా question? If you give the destination to the particular IP address, then if you are associating with the NIC level, why should I give the destination? VM ఇక్కడ లేదు. VM is ACL particularly. NIC and subnet. When you give the source and destination, that should be applicable for subnet. Getting it or not? ఎందుకు subnet lo you might have the multiple virtual machines. So you are particularly giving the instructions to that in among these 10 virtual machines, you should give the access, you go and hit the particular machine only, which is the destination IP. Clear? So this is how you can define. Now, the first question is రాసుకోండి. I don't know what you do and how do you verify. నాకు అది కావాలి. ఎలాగైనా చేయండి. That is the first question. Second question. I should not get internet to my virtual machine. Internet should not be allowed. Even though public IP address unna NIC card ki, I should not get the internet. So మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా ట్రై చేశారా? సో పబ్లిక్ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ లేకుండా ప్రైవేట్ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ పెట్టేసి ఆ ప్రైవేట్ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ తోనే మీకు ఇంటర్నెట్ వస్తుందా లేదా? వస్తుందా రాదా? ఎలా? పబ్లిక్ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ లేకుండా ఏ కనెక్టివిటీ లేకుండా ఇంటర్నెట్ ఎలా వస్తుంది? So using private IP, there is no chance of getting the internet. Then how you are getting to that internet in your particular VM? Okay, I assume I have this VM. Okay, let me come out this virtual machine. Okay, I'll go and delete my load balancer. You delete చేస్తే అవుతుందా అవదా? Okay. Then how do you delete the public IP of your VM? నేను ఇప్పుడు load balancer IP తీసేసాను. Now if you go and look at here in the networking, you have public IP of your NIC card. How do you delete it? Just go to NIC card. Here in IP config. Here public IP disable. Okay. Now how do you get access to this virtual machine? I have no public IP, right? See, public IP level, only private IP. See, no public IP. Then I should access this VM. How it is possible? ఎలా? Is it possible or not? The private IP address kada. I have only private IP. So there is a concept called bastion host or jump box. What this does exactly? Let's assume that we have an AVNet. Okay, in real time scenario, we have on a subnet. In this subnet, we have 10 machines. Okay, all these 10 machines has only the private IP address. Assume it the development environment or test environment. In this, we have create another virtual machine called as a bastion host. So this virtual machine has the public IP. Getting it or not? First, I will log into this machine. I log into this bastion host. From bastion host, I can able to connect this all the virtual machines. This is how we can provide the security. Now what I am doing is very simple. This is the second virtual machines, right? Second VM. This is the public IP, in which I don't have load balancer. I have deleted it. Right? Now, let me log into this machine. So here ultimately my question is, even though how without a public IP, how you are getting internet? Okay. Now let's see how the bastion host work. Assume that this second virtual machine is a bastion host. Okay. The first virtual machine, I don't have any public IP. I have only the private IP address. Now I'm in a bastion host, right? Again, from this machine, okay. What is the private IP address of that machine? 10.10.0.5. First 10.0.1.5. So see, I don't have any public IP. 10.0.1. Now it will take you to this machine. How it is happening? How it's possible? See? Yes. Now we are in a VM1. This is how the Bastion host works. Bastion host of Gembox. Okay? Sorry. This is the VM1, right? I'm getting the internet. How it's possible? That is your third question. ఎలా వస్తుంది అది? బ్యాషన్ హోస్ట్ కి పబ్లిక్ ఐపీ ఉంది, అలా షేర్ చేస్తారు. ఓకే, ఫర్గెట్ అబౌట్ ఇట్. ఓకే, నౌ నేను ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తాను, ఈ బ్యాషన్ హోస్ట్ తీసుకొని వచ్చి అవుట్ సైడ్ ఆఫ్ ది సబ్నెట్ పెడతాను. కెన్ ఐ యాక్సెస్ దిస్? No. Why? Because this bastion host belongs to this subnet only. Within the subnet only you can able to access using the private IP. ఇప్పుడు bastion host బయట ఉంది, ఈ సబ్నెట్ బయట ఉంది. ఈ bastion host cannot able to access this VMs without using private IP. It doesn't allow you. It's forget about this bastion host. నేను bastion host ఎందుకు చెప్పానంటే that is one concept ఇలా ఉంటుందని చెప్పాను అంతే. So, but my intention is ultimately to know that how it is possible, how you are getting the internet without any public IP. Let's example, ఈ laptop తీసుకోండి, I am connected to my network. From the public IP of this network, I am getting the internet to this machine. So when I disconnect my connectivity, you don't get any internet. So whereas why this concept is not applicable for Windows Azure VMs. అది ట్రై చేయండి. సో కాన్సెప్ట్ కాల్డ్ SNAT, సోర్స్ నాటింగ్, అది చదవండి కొంచెం, యూ విల్ గెట్ అన్ ఐడియా. ఇది ఇంకా ఇన్ డెప్త్ నెట్వర్కింగ్. సమ్ టైమ్స్ ఇది కూడా అడుగుతారు, ఇన్ డెప్త్ నెట్వర్కింగ్ కాన్సెప్ట్. Source netting, source network address translation. I mean to say your private IP address associated with the public IP address of Azure, from there it is getting the internet. That is happening in the backend. మీకు గూగుల్ ఎత్తుకుని అది రాదు, జస్ట్ దట్ కుడ్ బి ద రీజన్. నేను మీకు చెప్పేది ఏంటంటే సోర్స్ నాటింగ్ అని చెప్పి ట్రై చేయండి. ఓకే, Azure SNAT అవుట్బౌండ్ కనెక్షన్. మీ అవుట్బౌండ్ కనెక్షన్ ఏముందో చూసారా కొంచెం? డిఫాల్ట్ అవుట్బౌండ్ కనెక్టివిటీ ఏంటి? ఎక్కడ కనెక్ట్ అవుతుంది? దిస్ ప్రైవేట్ ఐపీ అసోసియేటెడ్ విత్ ద Azure పబ్లిక్ ఐపీ అడ్రస్, దట్ ఈస్ ద SNAT. సోర్స్ నాటింగ్ అంటే నీ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ పబ్లిక్ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ తో అసోసియేట్ సోర్స్ నాటింగ్ జరుగుతుంది కాబట్టి ఫ్రమ్ దేర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ గెటింగ్ ది ఇంటర్నెట్. దాన్ని ఇప్పుడు నేను డినే చేయాలి. దట్ ఈస్ ద టాస్క్. బ్లాక్ ది ఇంటర్నెట్ ఫర్ ద విర్చువల్ మెషిన్. ఓకే, నా రేపు సండే ఫుల్ వర్క్. ఓకే, so source IP. What do you mean by source IP? My on-premises IP address. Okay, 192.168.20. That is my on-premises IP. Okay, I have a subnet. In my subnet, okay, I have VM1, virtual machine 2, VM3, machine 4, machine 5. For VM1, my source IP address only 3389. 143380. For this virtual machine, no restriction. No restriction is nothing but any IP address should get allow this machine. Again, no restriction. Mean to say this IP address should allow these 3 virtual machines. So the rest of the 4 and 5th virtual machine, I don't have any concerns. Anyone can get access. Okay, అది టార్గెట్. మీరు ఎలా అచీవ్ చేస్తారు దాన్ని? ఏమైనా చెయ్యి, ట్రై చేయి, యాక్సెస్ వస్తే నమ్మ. అర్థమైంది కదా సినారియో? దిస్ ఇస్ ద సినారియో 1. మీరు సబ్నెట్ లెవెల్లో అప్లై చేసినా పర్లేదు, విఎం లెవెల్లో అప్లై చేసినా పర్లేదు, పట్టుక ఒక పోర్ట్ ఓపెన్ చేసినా పర్లేదు. నౌ ఐ వాంట్ టు అచీవ్ దిస్, దట్స్ ఇట్. Second scenario. I have a developer. Is developer within the organization, within the network only. I have a subnet. I should get access to the only SQL server. Application. Again, I have another SQL VM. Okay. This developer should get access to this. That's the scenario. Okay. Now I have one data center. This okay na? Here says this is the 2 scenarios. Okay. I have one region. In region I have a virtual network. I have multiple subnets. Now I don't want to have the internet for this entire VNet. Is it possible or not? Let's assume that I have application RS SQL DB. I should not give access to anyone to this SQL database. Let's assume that I have hundreds of the databases here. So I would like to restrict the SQL database for the particular entire region. సో మీరు దీనికి ఏం చేయాలి, ఎన్ని నెట్వర్క్ సెక్యూరిటీ గ్రూప్స్, 100 నెట్వర్క్ సెక్యూరిటీ గ్రూప్స్, ఇట్స్ వెరీ headache. I don't want to do that. So there is a concept called service tag. If you go back, and what is the source? Virtual network. So if you block this virtual network, if you say deny, all the databases which is any services which is under the virtual network will be completely blocked. Okay, just say deny. Select the virtual network and deny. That's it. All the services will be denied to the particular service. So earlier there is a concept called service tags. The service tag, if you select the service tag, the entire data center will be blocked. Now they came up with the virtual network. You can allow or deny the network traffic at the virtual network level. Earlier it is a region level. Okay. Now application security groups. This application security groups is nothing but to apply one rule for the bunch of the services. Go to all services, application security groups. This is the one. You can apply the security groups to configure network security as a extension of application structure. So if you would like to give access to the particular application which is hosted on the machine as a group, then you need to use this application security groups. Okay, add yes, just create it. Clear? ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఎన్ని homework ఏంటి, these 3 questions and 2 scenarios, total 5. Okay, this has been created. Now again go back to all services, machines. Okay. Then add the application service tag down there. Service tag చూడండి, source service tag ఏంటి, internet. If you want to block the internet or virtual network, load balancer, gateway, these are all. So my requirement is ఏంటి, SQL. I want to block the SQL. చూడండి region wise ఉంటుంది. SQL Brazil, SQL Australia. What is our SQL? Central India. So if you select it, the entire region will be blocked from that sequence. So then allow or deny. That's it.
It is only for particular region.
No, entire region. This region, entire region will be blocked to the particular service. The rest of the services will be work. If you select SQL dot particular region, it does not allow you to access the SQL services. That's it.
We are doing only particular VM inside particular VM.
That is a different thing. That is a different scenario. నేను ఇప్పుడు ఏం చెప్తున్నా అంటే ఒక రీజియన్ ని బ్లాక్ చేయడానికి we use the service tags. మీకు ఇచ్చిన సెపరేటే, అది డిఫరెంట్. ఓకే, so when you say application security group, so we have already created application security group. What is the LCP? So now give the what is the application you would like to give you the access, source IP, destination IP, award IP. That's it. Okay, so this is all about the network security groups, which is very important. సో మీరు రియల్ టైంలోకి వెళ్తే ఇప్పుడు మీకు 2 సినారియోస్ ఇచ్చాను కదా, దట్ ఈస్ ద రియల్ టైమ్ సినారియోస్. అవి మీరు చేశారనుకోండి, సో యూ కెన్ ఈజీలీ డూ ఇట్ ఇన్ రియల్ టైం. ఇంకా కాంప్లికేటెడ్ ఉంటాయి, రియల్ టైంలో ఇంకా కాంప్లికేటెడ్ ఉంటాయి. So you have to think and apply the rules. Okay, total 5, 2 scenarios and these 3 questions. Okay, ఈ ఎస్నాటింగ్ కొంచెం చూసుకోండి, ఈవెన్ లేకపోయినా పర్లేదు, దట్స్ నాట్ యువర్ జాబ్. ఫర్ బెటర్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద Azure network, it really helps. Okay, any questions?
Block VMIP Bastion వస్తుంది.
Bastion host కి ఇంటర్నెట్ కి సంబంధం లేదు. నేను Bastion host ఇప్పుడు ఎందుకు చెప్పాను అంటే, how do you access your VM without a public IP, దానికోసం అని చెప్పాను అంతే, ఫర్ ద సెక్యూరిటీ పర్పస్. సో మీరు ఇంటర్నెట్ ఎలా బ్లాక్ చేస్తారో చేయండి. ఎస్,
VMIP పోతే వస్తుందా?
సారీ,
VMIP మనం క్రియేట్ చేసినప్పుడు VMIP వస్తుంది కదా, పబ్లిక్ IP. అది నిక్ IP రెండు
yes, exactly. NIC has capability to have public and private IP both.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, any other questions?
Prashant, Anand here.
Yeah.
See, we are connecting through Jambox, okay, for a couple of servers in my organization.
Okay.
So why we need a private Jambox to connect other public IPs? Because see, we are working in an organization, right?
Yeah.
So nobody can access our network. Why we need to create Jambox and connect public IPs?
Yeah, very simple. If you have application server, if you have the DB server, that is running on using the private IP addresses only. Right.
Okay. So yeah, coming to my question, let's say we have dev, QA and the prod servers. Okay.
Yeah.
We are connecting through Jambox for our development activities to access any logs, right?
Yes.
We'll connect first Jambox. From there, we'll access the public IPs.
Yes.
So, coming to my point, I'm working in an organization, right?
Okay.
I can access directly public IP because nobody can access my network, right?
No, how can you say that? So, if someone from other networks, even if it is allowed, why? Because any which way your network is exposed to the internet. When you are exposed to the internet, there is a chance of hijack, there is a chance of throttle your entire network. To avoid that, you can able to access your network using the private IPs via Jambox.
So you mean to say just for our protection, we are
Exactly.
creating private IP
Jump
from
box
there?
or
Okay.
bastion host strictly for security purpose. That's it.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. ఇది నెట్వర్క్ సెక్యూరిటీ గ్రూప్ అనేది చాలా 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 ఇంపార్టెంట్. You have to do it. Okay. Any questions? You can ping me at any time. I'll help. Okay. మీరు ఎలా చేస్తారో చేయండి, ఆ సినారియోస్ కంప్లీట్ అవ్వాలంతే. పర్టికులర్గా నాకు అది అవ్వలేదు ఇది అవ్వలేదు అనుకున్నా మొత్తం చేయండి. క్లియర్? థ్యాంక్ యూ.